It's a Dior kind of day. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. Today we are swatching all of my Dior Addict lipsticks. I have 22 shades of the Dior Addict lipsticks. Some of them are some of the new shades that have just come out, and some are from last season and possibly the season before. And I have all the lipstick cases that I'll show you as I go through them. I am going to be lip swatching all 22 of these lipsticks so that you can see what shades you want. I kind of put this one off until I got the new case. This is the case that, I don't know why it took so long to pop up on the Dior site. This is Oblique. I think Rouge or Oblique or something like that. I will put all the links down below. And one of the reasons I thought this would be a good time to do the Dior Addict lip swatches is that many of these shades are available at Sephora. And many of the, well, I shouldn't say many, some of the cases are also available at Sephora, and the Sephora sale is right around the corner. I will have a dedicated Sephora video. It's going to be very different from previous versions. And I will also have a shelf on my Shop My page. In all of my videos, in my description box, I have a link to my Shop My page. That page has like everything on it. It has my links to Chanel, my links to Clean Beauty, my links to other videos, and it will have a shelf that says Sephora recommendations. So we'll have the Dior Addict lipsticks on that shelf because I highly recommend the Dior Addicts. But each Dior Addict lip shade is different. Some are sheer, some are metallic, some are shimmery, some aren't. So hopefully these 22 shades will give you some indication of what shade you want to pick up. I think there's like 40 some odd shades, so I have about half. I'm not going to go out and buy another 20 lipsticks, but I think this will give you a good representation because I have shades in the 100 that like they're coded, so like, you know, shade number 100, 101, blah, blah. In the 100 range, 200 range, 300 range, 400 range, 500 range, 700 range, 800 range, 900 range, and some that don't fall into that, they're special numbers. The only ones I don't seem to have are any numbers in the 600 ranges. I'll have to check into what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. I'm going to go and lip swatch each one and then just sort of explain what the shade is. But I also want to mention, when I picked these up on Dior recently, I got a little Dior Addict Maximizer in pink, which I don't actually have that shade in a full size, which is interesting. So that's great. I got another like lipstick, I think it was Nude Look, which I have a million of. A small Privé Dior perfume. But I also want to mention, I also got this really cute little Dior flat bag that was part of the gift. And this Dior Backstage case, which is like it's like two parts. There's this open part in the back that you put all the stuff in, which is great. But then the one in the front, the zipper compartment in the front, has a place for like brushes. And I actually really like this case. I don't remember what code it was, and if I can remember, I'll put it down below. I don't know if it's so good, but I really like this case for travel. I think this is actually a really good like makeup case to have for travel. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I really, really like it. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, first is 100 Nude Look. This is described as the iconic contemporary nude. Not really sure what that means, but I have it in the denim case. I do believe that the denim case is currently available on Sephora. Hopefully it will be there during the sale. Nude Look is in many different formulas. It's in matte. I think there's one in velvet. I think there was one in lip balm. This is like a satiny formula. That's what the Addict lipsticks generally are. I don't believe any of the Addicts are matte or velvet. They're shiny. Some are a little bit more sheer. This is a sheerer version. It is that nude look. It is a very neutral pinky beige. Next shade we have is 329 Tie and Dior. I don't have anything in the 200s either. I'm going to have to look into that. 329 Tie and Dior is described as a rosy nude. I would agree. It's a rosy nude. It does look a little bit like the Nude Look. It's not super pigmented. It's shiny. It's sheer. I think it's a nice neutral pink. It does lean a little like pinker on me than it might on other people because shades go pink on me. This case is the Spring Millefiori case. I don't believe that this one is available anymore. Let's jump to the 400s because I went from 100 to 300. I don't have any 200s. It's interesting. And then right to the 400s. So I don't have a lot of 300s. I wonder if it's the pinky shades that are 200 and 300. It's possible. This is one of the new shades. This is 412 Dior Vibe. This is described as a dark purple rosewood. Does not look like that in the bullet. Let's see. Okay, either this is labeled incorrectly. Does that look like a dark purple rosewood? No, that looks like peach. All right, hold on. Let's double check this. No, I've looked under the magnifying glass and this is indeed 412. That's 412 Dior Vibe, described as a dark purple rosewood. So I'm gonna guess that it's just the descriptions are bad. This is a peach. This is a light peach. I think this would look nice with a deeper liner, like a browner liner. Okay. Next we have 456 Cosmic Pink. This is described as a rosy nude. I don't know who comes up with the descriptions for Dior. This is the thing about Dior. Their products are fantastic. Their marketing or communications or whomever it is off because this is not a rosy nude. This is a bright spring pink. It's very pretty, but it's not a rosy nude. This is 418 Beige Oblique. Let's see how they describe this one. This is described as a rosy taupe. I agree with rosy taupe. This shade is actually one of my favorite shades because it is a really good lipstick to use with a brown liner. I've said that a million times, I know, but it really is. Or a neutral liner, whatever you feel that is. You want something a little bit more rosy, a little bit more warm, whatever. Because it's a shiny, it's a little bit sheer, but it is rosy, but it's got a taupe, it's got like a cool undertone to it. So it's a really good neutral, cool lip look. There's not a ton of pigment in this particular shade. It's not gonna like overshadow whatever else you're wearing, but it's a very safe bet. You can put it in your purse, easy to use pretty much anywhere if you like a cool toned shade. And the case that's with this one, this is also limited edition. This is the Millefiori collection as well. This is the like stained glass one that they had in that, not the florals that they had. All these shades so far have been, I think we can all agree, pretty light, not that pigmented. Now we're gonna move into the 500s. First we have a 521 Dior Elita. This is one of the newer ones and I really like this shade. This is described as a brown pink. I do think it is a brown pink. I think it goes more pink on me than it may go on you, but it's a really good brown pink neutral. Again, I think it leans a little bit cooler, but I think it's a really good all around lipstick shade. The case, this is one of the newer cases. This is the white, I think it's called Parchment or something like that. It's got the Dior symbol on it. Dior over and over. I already got a tiny little bit of lipstick on it because it stains really easily because it's white. Just something to keep in mind if you're one of those people who would be very upset if you got a little bit of lipstick on your case. Next we have Cherie, which is a luminous rose. This shade, Cherie, does come in different formulas and different finishes. This one, when it says luminous rose, it has a luminosity to it. It has like almost a metallic a little bit finish to it. It's really pretty. And I do like this one. Like I said, there's a little bit of, it's not metallic exactly, but it's more luminous, but it is a rose shade. Rose is like a deep pinkish shade. We have, and you'll notice some of like my favorite shades are in like the special cases. I put them in the special cases to remind me like those are my, so when I look in the drawer, I know which ones are my favorites. 527 Atelier. This is a beige pink. This has some similarities to the new shade Diorelita, which is 521. Not surprising, this is 527, so the shades are similar. Brownie pink. I think this one has a little bit more beige to it, whereas the Diorelita has a little bit more pinky brown, but they are similar shades. And I have this in the gold reflective case, which I actually think is a very cool case. It just, you get fingerprints on it immediately. It's immediately dirty. And last in the fives is Fauve, which is 531. It's described as an orangey brown. Seem to like the fives. I have a number of fives. Maybe they're browns. Maybe I should just go with the fives from now on. I really like this shade as well. I don't have it in a special case because I ran out of special cases, but I am going to be picking up a few more. There'll be duplicates of ones I already have, but this is a really pretty warm brown shade. It actually leans a little bit more coral on me. When they describe it as an orangey brown, I actually don't get that much brown from it. I get coral. Right, now we're moving to the sixes. We have 628 Pink Bow. It's considered a dusty rose. Yeah, I would consider this a dusty rose. I think this would look really nice with the Dusty Rose bronzer from Jones Road. I think it's a similar kind of shade. It has almost a little bit of mauve undertone though. This one has a little bit deeper, almost like the rosy beige blush from Gucci. Okay, this is 636 Ultra Dior. It's described as a dark peach. I don't get peach. I get a very bright coral. I think this would be a really good summer shade. It's a very brightening shade. I actually like it. It's not a shade I would wear very often, but I think it's pretty. Like with a summer look. I'm actually going on vacation in May. I'm not going to tell anyone where I'm going yet, but I will have video pictures and stuff from the trip. And this, I think, would be the shade I should bring with me. My skin is like, what are you doing to me? Okay, last in the sixes, 680 Rose Fortune. This is described as a rosewood. I think this is one of the newer shades. This is a rosewood, but I think there's a little bit of purple here, a little bit of mauve that I get. I feel like there's, yeah, like a little bit almost of plum. And there's a little luminosity to it. Not a lot, but like the tiniest bit. All right, we're moving into the sevens where I seem to have the most shades, which is really interesting. All right, first is 716 Cannage. This is described as a frosted chestnut. One of my favorite shades of my favorite shades. I have this in a special case, of course, because it is one of my favorite shades. This is the pink Cannage case. All right, next we have a 718 Bandana, and it's described as a cinnamon brown. Isn't that a beautiful shade? Again, in a special case, I have this in the silver reflective fingerprints on it everywhere case. But it's a beautiful, it's like, if they could describe it as cinnamon, it goes a little cooler on me. I think it's actually pretty neutral, but I love the shade. It's just a good all-around neutral brown shade. Okay, we have 727. This is Dior Tulle. It's described as a brown pink. Love the shade. This is actually a shade that I've just picked up, but I don't believe it's a new shade. This is a really good brown pink, and it reminds me of, oh my goodness, a shade that I just picked up, and I can't think of what it is, but this is a really good, deeper, almost like a deeper rosewood shade. And because I like it so much, it's gonna go, I've been trying to decide what gets the new special case. 727 gets the new special case. The oblique case. All right, now let's move on to 730 Star. I believe this is one of the new shades. This is described as a copper red. I don't know how much copper I get out of it. It's definitely more intense. It kind of reminds me of a more intense version of the 727, the one we just used, the Dior Tulle. It's a deeper version of it, but I don't know if I'd call that copper red. I get more rosewood. Things do go cooler on me, guys, but I don't see a ton of copper. Now, this is also in a special case. This is the new pink. It's almost like rubber. But again, these are really easy to mark up. I've got like a little bit of lipstick on this one too, like the tiniest amount. But on the lighter cases, if you are concerned about that, you can easily get lipstick on them. All right, next we have 740 Saddle, and this is an orangey brick shade. This one I would describe as an orangey brick. It's a really pretty deeper shade. I think the deeper sevens series, they have like more intensity, more opacity than some of the other shades. All of the Addicts though are shiny in some way. Some are, like I said, a little bit more sparkly. Some are have a little bit more luminosity or metallic nature, but they all have this shininess, this like light airiness to the formula, which I really enjoy. If you are looking for a super creamy lipstick, the Addicts aren't the right ones for you. But yeah, an orangey brick. Saddle, absolutely, I would agree. This is also in a special case because it's one of my favorite shades. I like the browny kind of orangey shades. This is again the Millefiori case. I have two of these, the stained glass one. I picked up the Millefiori. I have two of this one and two of the floral ones. Those are the only ones I have duplicates of at the moment. I'm probably going to get a duplicate of the oblique case and maybe another case, which I'll show you in a second. I just found a antique Dior antique Dior necklace that I like. So if I buy that, I might have to buy less lipstick. All right, let's move to the next shade. That we're in the 800s now. I only have one of the 800s. This is 812 Tartan. I think this is a newer shade. This is described as a deep red. Now to me, this shade is more of a brown red, which is actually a really unusual shade because most reds you have are either a blue red or an orange red. This is like a brown red, which I really like, which is why I put it in a special case. This is one of the new cases. This is the red Cannage case. I probably will get another one of these because I really like this particular style. But I think this is a really unusual shade. But I also think it's very fall-like. We're in the home stretch, guys. We've only got 4 lipsticks left. Okay. We've got 974 Zodiac Red. This is described as a brick red. Now, I do not see this as a brick red at all. I see this as a very cool toned, almost magenta red. I don't see it as all brick. The other shade, 812 Tartan. 812 Tartan I can see as like a brick deep red. This to me is a very cool magenta red. And this is 974 Zodiac Red. Another reason that I started in the hundreds and moved up to the 900s is these shades are a little harder to get off. Now is 918 Dior Bar is a taupe. It's interesting. Okay. This is interesting that it's in the same category, the 9s and the 8s that have more like opacity and I think like deeper shades. This is like a plum on me. It's not really, I understand why they're saying taupe because it's a cool toned. It almost has like a mushroom kind of undertone, but I get, it goes plum on me. I actually like it. It's kind of 90s. 2 shades left. This one is Dior 8. So there's not a number. It's not, you know, 100 to 900. It's Dior 8. I guess we could say it's 008. So maybe I should have been at the beginning, but it's a very deep color. It's described as a bold and universal brick red. You know, I love the word universal, but I do think it's a brick red. Very bright, very shiny, definitely a warm leaning red. It's a pretty shade. And I think that if you like a warm red, if you like a brickish red, you're gonna like 008 or Dior 8. I have the Dior 8 in the like the lip balms shade. It's good there. It comes in different, you know, formulas, but I think it's a very warm leaning brick red. So if that's like your signature color, then this is the shade for you. Of the reds that I have, this is probably my favorite red. I tend to like a warmer red. Last but not least is 1947 Miss Dior. It's described as a luminous rosewood. I have this one in the second Millefiore floral case that I own. And I really like the shade. I just think it's really pretty. And it is still available on the Dior site. I don't know if this is available on Sephora. It is a pink, which I know people will always be surprised. They're like, you like a pink? But this pink, it kind of reminds me of the Guerlain spring pink that came out. I forgot the shade name that everybody wanted and it sold out because it was limited edition. It has a warmth to it that, although it's pink, it's almost like a brown, like a little bit of brown pink. So when I want something that's cool and pink, because I'm trying to, you know, have it go with my eye look or whatever, and I want something that's not as brown toned or orange toned or frankly like not there at all, and I want something that does have a little bit of pink in it but that isn't like Barbie pink, the 1947 is really nice. Again, it's not super pigmented, it's not as opaque as some of the others, but I really like this one. I think it's one of those shades that's easy to use and I think a lot of people can wear it. That's it, guys. That is all my Dior Addict lipsticks. I'd love to hear about the shades that that are your favorites. Like I said, I am gonna look at the Sephora sale and see which ones are missing from my collection. Maybe pick up one or two. I have a lot, so I don't really need any. And it's so hard to tell on the Dior site from the descriptions. As you saw, sometimes the descriptions are right on. They just, you know, they nail it. And other times, nothing to do with the description. I mean, like, just nothing. So hopefully this helps you. I had done one of these a while back, and I think I had like 11 shades, or maybe 12. So now I have, I think it was 22. I'll make sure the number's right. But so this should be able to help you in picking out the Dior Addict shades that you want for your collection. And let me know if there's ones that you think I would really like that I don't have as part of my collection. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon.